Angels and Rangers getting ready to hook up today for the very first time this spring. Terry Smith along with Jose Mota. Angels pitching coach Charlie Nagy joins us on this Sunday afternoon as well. And Charlie, let's just get into it as far as the rotation is concerned and the pitching staff in general. The one thing that I've noticed so far, it seems like everybody's been healthy so far this spring, and that's always a good sign.
Yeah, that is a great sign. Everybody worked really hard this offseason, came in great shape. Not only physically but throwing shape, and that's what we asked of them, and they have, and it's shown in what they've done out during the games and their workouts in between starts. Everybody's just working hard.
Every spring there's some tweaks and adjustments for you as a former pitcher, now as a pitching coach, and knowing the personalities. What tweaks have there been made to the Angels camp here with the guys throwing from the first bullpen until now in game time?
A lot of it's just repetition, you know, getting back out there. Everybody just remembers last year and where you were last year at the end of the season and kind of mid-season form. But a lot of these guys haven't, you know, faced hitters or been in certain situations before, and they haven't pitched that much in, what, six months or so. So right now it's just repetition, getting back out there and just feeling comfortable again on the mound.
And the unique and unusual situation with Shohei Ohtani, how have you been able to manage that, communication with the hitting coach, and then also keeping him on track as a pitcher?
It's just knowing his schedule. You know, I get him like 2 or 3 times, and then he'll throw for us and then go off to the cages or whatnot. Or he'll just have he has his off days. So it's just knowing his schedule and just coordinating that earlier in the day.
This is a unique situation working with a two-way player. I don't know that too many pitching coaches have ever experienced this.
No, usually the pitchers like to brag that they can hit and they want to hit and let me get up there. But now we actually got a guy that's doing it. So I'm excited for him. You know, he's a great kid. All he wants to do is fit in, be one of the guys, and he's done that. He comes here. Another guy works very hard. Obviously, he's got 2 jobs, so he works twice as hard as the average guy. But it's fun. Yeah, it's exciting for him, you know, and hopefully it'll pan out.
Tell us about the bullpen and the 5 for spots, the way the Angels will utilize either high leverage situations or designating somebody as a closer. How do you see it coming out of camp here?
Pretty much like last year, you know, just be ready, be flexible. We've told the guys that from day one. We got, you know, the 6 guys that we predominantly used last year, and then the few of the other guys that as the season rolled on came to our team. So we're excited the way they're throwing the ball. But, you know, it's just, hey, be ready. You never know when you're going to get the ball. Like you said, high leverage situations. It could be the 6th or 7th inning, tie ball game. Those are pretty high leverage too. So just be flexible. And those guys know after last year that, you know, they pitch well, they're going to get the ball at the end of the game.
Hey, Charlie, it's always exciting to see some of the younger players, newcomers in spring training, and that's what spring training is all about a lot of times. One guy that has impressed us, at least the last few times out, has been Jaime Barria. Tell us about him and how he's looked to you so far here in the Cactus League.
Jaime's done well. First outing was a little shaky, just getting, like I said, getting back out there on the mound, getting his feet wet. But since then, his other 2 outings, he's been phenomenal. Good fastball, low 90s. He's got a really good changeup, which he'll throw to both lefties and righties, and a good curveball. And he's gone out and the other day against the Cubs, 2 innings, 19 pitches, very efficient, works quick, throws strikes. Everybody loves that.
We always hear the talk pitching and getting ready in Arizona or Florida. You experienced it.
Oh yeah, you can't. You're not leaving Arizona without having a bad day or two. Whether it's you know, the feeling of the ball or the light air and the ball travels far, or just the hard infield. You know, balls get through. No one goes unscathed in Arizona, but that's just part of it.
Hey, Charlie, we really appreciate the visit. We'll keep our fingers crossed everybody stays healthy and keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
All right, Charlie Nagy joining us before the Angels get set to take on the Texas Rangers here on this Sunday afternoon. Angels Cactus League baseball coming up in just a moment. We'll have the lineups and the start of today's game. It's coming up next on Fox Sports West.
Better than Sunday baseball as we get it to you here from Tempe Diablo Stadium. Jose Mota with you, Terry Smith, Angels simulcast AM 830 and of course on Fox Sports West. Well, thank you for joining us. The Angels and the Texas Rangers get together. Division rivals. Angels come in with a 6-11 record here in Cactus League action, and the Texas Rangers 5 wins, 9 losses, and 2 ties. Starting lineups are brought to you by In-N-Out Burger. That's what a hamburger's all about. For Jeff Bannister and his Texas Rangers, the line of the Shields is leading off, providing some speed at the top. He's playing center field. Shin-So Shu is the designated hitter, batting second. Nice bounce back here for him last year, 22 home runs. Nomar Mazara, 101 RBIs last year. He's in right field, batting third. Ryan Rupp, multiple positions he'll be playing. Today he's in left field in batting fourth. Joey Gallo from Henderson, Nevada. Boy, what a spectacular show of power. 41 home runs last year. Gallo at first base, batting fifth. Jurickson Profar at shortstop, batting sixth. Rougned Odor in his 30 home runs last year at second base, batting seventh. Robinson Chirinos is a catcher. He took over the #1 spot, and he's batting eighth. And Trevor Plouffe is playing third base, batting ninth for the Rangers. Mike Socha's Angels, Jason Ramirez already on the mound with Ian Kinsler leading off. The former Ranger is at second base. Mike Trout is in center field. Mammoth shot yesterday for Trout here over the batter's eye. Justin Upton is batting third and left field. Albert Pujols, first base, batting fourth. Cole Calhoun is in right field, batting fifth. Zach Cozart back to his natural position today. Simmons a couple of days away. Anderton is resting, so Cozart shortstop, batting sixth. Luis Valbuena, now with a couple home runs in the spring, is at third base, batting seventh. Shohei Ohtani, Angels designated hitter, trying to find that stroke again. He is 1 for 11 so far. Ohtani designated hitter. And Martin Maldonado is the Angels catcher. He is batting ninth, so it's be a good matchup. Dominican Republic, Bartolo Colon, former Angels Cy Young Award winner, and from Nicaragua, J.C. Ramirez. And from Philly, Terry Smith.
Well, thank you very much, Jose, and we are getting ready for baseball here. Sunday afternoon baseball as the Angels take on the Rangers for the first time this spring. They'll meet again next Sunday, and that will be a game in Surprise, and then that'll wrap things up as far as the Angels and Rangers in Cactus League play. Want to welcome everybody on Fox Sports West, and today as well on Fox Sports Southwest, back to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. You have to understand we're the Angels announcers, so we'll try and be as non-partial as possible, but you know, we are who we are.
We're going to call a baseball game. How about that?
There you go. All right, we're set for baseball. Here's the first pitch today, and that one is right in there for a called strike. We're underway. The count 0-1.
For the wonderful people of Texas.
That's right.
And our great colleagues, too, all around us.
Here's the next pitch. This is J.C. Ramirez on the mound, and that one is right in there on to Shields, and the count quickly goes to 0 balls and 2 strikes. Game time temperature here in Tempe, 73 degrees, and the first pitch back to Southern California at 1:10. And here's the next delivery, and that one is a ball that's chopped foul right by the plate. The top of the first inning. It's being brought to you by our friends at Rotolo Chevrolet in Fontana, the #1 Chevrolet dealer in California. Rotolo is pursuing excellence every day. You can visit them at rotolo.com. The Shields having a good spring. He's hitting .375 for the Rangers. .269 average a year ago for Texas. And the 2-strike delivery, fouls that one off on the right side out of play. The umpires today, Bruce Strickman is calling balls and strikes, and on the bases, Ted Barrett, Jim Wolf, and Rob Drake. Dimensions here at Tempe Diablo, 340 to left, 420 to center, 360 down the right field corner, and the power alley's 400 feet. 0-2 once again, and that one is high, and the count 1 ball 2 strikes. Yesterday here in the Angels split squad loss to the San Francisco Giants, Mike Trout hit a home run over the batter's eye in dead center. It goes 420 out there, and he cleared the batter's eye a good 35 feet or so high, and there's one that's hit the center field right near Trout, and he is there in straightaway center to gather it in, and that's the game's first out.
I shot many around baseball still talking about it as he's leaving the ballpark over the 420 and then the 40-foot
batter's eye, and it was still traveling.
And Trout was saying, I guess after the game, he had never hit one over that during BP or any time he spent here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. So it was a massive, titanic home run, and we had one later in the game by one of the Giants. Mac Williamson hit one to center over the batter's eye. So 2 in 1 game.
Very impressive.
Here's the next delivery. This is chopped by Chu. It's right at Kinsler, and he will throw him out. 2 quick outs. Well, J.C. Ramirez so far this spring in 2 starts. He's winless, no wins, no losses. ERA a little bit over 5. He had a very solid outing his first start this spring, and then last Tuesday against the Diamondbacks on the road, gave up a home run, 3 runs in 3 1/3 innings. That line was a little bit deceiving, though. It's been throwing strikes, hasn't walked a batter so far this spring.
You can see he's ready to pitch, trying to also to pick up the tempo out there on the mound, always from the stretch.
And the delivery, that one is in there on Nomar Mazara.
I think for J.C. Ramirez, as big as he is, as hard as he throws, and he can maintain velocity, that's a very good job getting ground balls. 52% last season.
Here's the next one, and that's waved at and missed, so the count jumps to no balls, 2 strikes. Mazara was a 100 RBI guy a year ago for Texas. 101 his total. He hit 20 homers.
He is one impressive young man.
And the next pitch, he grounds it hard. Nice diving stop there by Albert. How about that play? And he flips the ball to Ramirez. And Albert takes a base hit away from the Mazara. The inning is over.
They were down number 5. There he is. Flashing the leather.
So they go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the first. Bottom of the inning is coming right up on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Ian Kinsler leads things up, former Ranger now with the Angels, and he pops that one foul down the right side, backing out of play against the ageless Bartolo Colon. Colon is now 44 years old. This is his 3rd start this spring, and he's done a good job in just under 5 innings so far this spring. Here's the next pitch, and that one misses high. Bartolo had an awful season last year. He was 7-14. with an ERA of 6.48, and opponents hit .318 against him last year.
For the first time in over 20 years, Bartolo's in camp with a minor league contract. Or second time, because he actually had to go to the Yankee camp and make a team.
Here's one that's ripped down the left field side by Kinsler. It had home run distance, but he fouls it off down that left field side.
As he resurrected his career with the Yanks, it was in a minor league deal. been a different story since for Bartolo.
Ian Kinsler broke into the big leagues with Texas back in 2006 and was with them into the 2013 season. He lines this one into right, and it pops off the glove of Mazzara. So Kinsler is on. Mazzara came in and just could not make the grab on that one. Popped off his glove. So we'll see how they scored. In any case, Kinsler's on, and Mike Trout the next batter.
Well, ball should have been caught. Well hit by Kinsler. Mazzara did a good job, and that ball is a clank.
Error on the right fielder. Angels have a base runner, and here's Mike Trout. 3-hit day yesterday, including his first home run this spring. Toss over to first, and Kinsler back to the bag.
We talk about Albert losing some weight. Bartolo lost a couple of pounds. You believe me?
Well, I've known over the years never to doubt you, Jose.
Or maybe the uni's a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Might be a little bigger uniform. That's the way I'm going to look at it. They list him at 5'11", 285.
He's about 275 right now.
Trimmed down a little bit. I get it. He's set. And there goes Kinsler. He got a big jump, and the pitch is grounded to short. Profar stops it. Only one play. Throw in time to get Trout. Breaking for third. Getting there is Kinsler. The ball flicks off the glove of Plouffe. Now breaking for the plate is Kinsler. He is safe. Wow. He scores all the way from first base on a ball that was hit to the shortstop. It's 1-0 Angels.
Oh, there's a few things you can do when you have speed and when you play the game right. And that's Ian Kinsler, who, of course, always plays with an edge. He even admitted to me early in camp, yes, I want to do well against the Rangers. He forced the Rangers to play catch, and they were not able to do that.
So they commit their second error in the inning, and that error on the play at third base, which allowed Kinsler to score. And the Angels are up 1-0, and here's Justin Upton. There's a pitch that is in there for strike one.
Gallo making the high throw to third base. As Kinsler made his way around second. He was going on the pitch, which of course helps him because, you know, he had a few steps when that ground ball was fielded by the shortstop Profar, who, by the way, made a very fine play himself.
Here's the next delivery. That's grounded sharply foul over on the first base side or third base side, in and out of the Texas dugout. So an error on the right fielder, an error on the first baseman, and the Angels have manufactured a first inning run. Colon's next pitch. This is a pop-up out near second base. Odor is backpedaling on the outfield grass, and he will make the one-handed grab. So that's out number 2. Albert Pujols will be the next batter.
There should be a smile or two here as these two Dominican veterans get together again. Let's get a salute from Albert and from Bart. Well, we talk about Andrew Heaney, how much he works on that first base side of the rubber. Here's Bartolo Colon from the other side as a righty, using that spot.
First one in there on Pujols, who's hitting 190 this spring. He's driven in 4 runs. He's 4 for 21. Colon ready, and the next pitch, and Albert checks on that one, and they say he went around. So it snowballs and 2 strikes. Bartolo Colon, a Cy Young Award winner with the Angels, and that was 13 years ago.
And think about how many have the Angels had. Dos.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. This is lifted in the air into right center field. This should be an easy play for Nazar out there, and he'll make the grab, and the inning is over. So the Angels don't get any hits but score a run, and we head to the second. It's 1-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. And J.C. Ramirez wrapping up his warm-up tosses with Martin Maldonado. I think we're, yeah, I was going to say waiting for an umpire, Jim Wolf, and now he's trotting out onto the field. Be over there at first base.
Wolf was doing his bicep curls. He's ready.
There aren't any rules for umpire delays, are there?
Oh,
okay.
Take your time.
There you go. So we're set for the second. It's 1-0 Angels, and Ryan Rua is the batter, and the first pitch that's in there for a called strike. Ryan Rua is celebrating a birthday today. He's 28 years old. Ramirez is ready, and here's the next pitch. JC misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rua is in a battle for the left field starting role with the Rangers for this season.
Got a chance to talk to Jeff Bannister before the game, and Terry, there's still a wide variety of roster options out there in the way they want to structure it, from the pitching staff to the bullpen to the bench. He said even his lineup. But he does have a lot of flexibility and versatility in a couple guys, including Ryan Rua.
Been a lot of chatter about both of these teams going to a 6-man starting rotation this season. Here's the pitch, and that is low and outside. 3-1 the count. Light breeze. It's blowing out to left center. We had a sellout here yesterday, over 9,000, and they're packed in pretty good today. Should have over 8,000 anyway today. And the next pitch, that was a little check swing, and he went around. So full count on Ryan Rua.
Plenty of rain and gray skies. Pretty cold this morning. It all got washed out, thankfully.
Rua last year hit just .217 with Texas, and he fouls that one off over on the third base side to stay alive with 2 strikes.
J.C. Ramirez last spring made 4 starts, but ended up throwing more innings than any Angels pitcher. Threw 23 innings last spring before the Angels finally decided, well, we got you stretched out, now go back to the bullpen, and that lasted only 2 appearances before, or 3 appearances before he's inserted into the Angels rotation.
Ground ball sharply hit. That one skips under the glove of Cozart, who's playing shortstop today. He went down, and somehow that ball squirted under his glove and rolls into left field. So they have their leadoff batter on. Joey Gallo will be the next batter, and this copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball.
First game at shortstop since last season for Zach Cozart.
He'll be charged with an error on that ball hit by Rua. And here is Joey Gallo, young left-handed swinging slugger for the Texas Rangers, who belted 41 home runs last year.
Impressive power. And at this time last year, he's battling to make the ball club. And perhaps he would not have been on the opening day roster, but because Belcher was out with a calf issue, made the team, and boy, what a season he put together.
Fouled that one off on the left side, backing out of play. Former first-round pick of the Rangers back in 2012. Hit just .209 last year and did strike out close to 200 times at 196 strikeouts.
Just loved it. Got the opportunity, even some left field time last year in the spring. Little first base, little third base, and capitalized on it. He is now a full-time big leaguer, well-deserved. Go back to 2016, Terry, when Gallo had 25 at-bats with the Rangers. Struck out 19 times. He went 1 for 25 at the major league level. Struck out 19 times. And go then to last season, and what he did is OPS 869. He walked 75 times.
Next delivery, and he takes that one low, smothered there by Maldonado. So it's a 2-2 count. The guy who had a little scary situation last season. It was in August of last year. He suffered a broken nose and a concussion when he had that collision with Matt Bush, who was relieving for them in a ball game. Count even, and Ramirez bluffing a toss over to first base. Rua, not much of a base stealer, only 2 a year ago.
Well, they also know about Ramirez, who allowed 14 stolen bases last year. He was the one Angels pitcher that was the easiest to run on and run against. 14 allowed, 5 caught stealing with him on the mound.
Next delivery, that one is ripped but foul down the right side. So the count holding at 2-2. Gallo this spring, a couple home runs. 238 average here in the Cactus League.
Just think about the ball he hit against Garrett Richards to dead center field at Anaheim with the big A. Still going. Well, they measured that one 490 or something like that.
Yeah, that was a blast.
Absolutely ridiculous power. Dead central, heading to the 57 freeway.
Here's the next delivery, and that one is waved at and missed, and he got him, struck him out. So that's the first strikeout today for J.C. Ramirez, out number 1 here in the second.
Pretty noticeable.
Up 1-0.
Noticeable, Terry. The difference. J.C. fastball, 2-seam, runs naturally. 4-seamer, but also now there's a big difference between his slider and his curveball velocity, which really has seen pretty noticeable here today.
Really doesn't throw a changeup. The curve, kind of more of the off speed offering for him. There goes the runner, Rua. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second. It is a little bit late. Boy, that was a perfect throw, just a tick late there as Cozart, who's playing short, was covering. It'll be a stolen base for Ryan Rua.
Oh, by the Rangers, Jeff Bannister and that whole staff just doing their homework and saying, let's try to find out immediately if there's any change in running or not against J.C. Ramirez. In that case, he didn't even worry about Martín Maldonado behind the plate.
Here's Profar, switch hitting shortstop, and that pitch misses low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, the Rangers' regular shortstop is Elvis Andrus.
Had an excellent season last year.
Profar this spring, he's hitting .292. He spent most of last year in AAA, and he lifts this one in the air in the right center. It's not very deep. Getting ready to make the grab is Cole Calhoun. The runner will not tag. Rua remains at second as Calhoun fires it over to the left side of the infield. So that's out number 2.
There's a blueprint of getting behind the baseball. Cole Calhoun is efficient as anybody in the big leagues, getting behind the fly balls and getting some momentum before he makes a throw. Also very accurate in hitting the cutoff man. Youngsters, that was a perfect example there.
Here's Odor getting ready to bat with 2 outs. He had kind of an odd year last year for Texas. There was definitely some good and there was definitely some bad. He hit only .204, a career low. His on-base percentage was just .252, a career low. But he also played in every single game for the Rangers last season. One of the few players in the majors who did that, and he had 30 home runs.
This guy's got over 60 home runs combined the last 2 seasons.
First pitch was missed. 0-1 the count on Rougned Odor, only 24 years old. Kind of one of those young veterans. Left-handed hitter. Next pitch. That one is high. Then a snap throw to second, and that one goes into center field by Maldonado. So that was a throw on the third base side of second base, and Cozart had no chance to catch it. And that's going to be a throwing error on the Gold Glover, Martín Maldonado, the Angels' second error in the inning.
There's 4 errors already in this game.
Yet to have a hit in the game, but we've had 4 errors in the game. So the Rangers have the tying runner at third. Here's the 1-1. That's low and inside. 2 outs in the inning. Just underway here with some sunshine at Tempe Diablo Stadium. We didn't see much sun here yesterday. We were playing through a light drizzle most of the game.
Changing things up all over the valley. Nice to get back to normal here.
There's the pitch, and that's in there. Breaking ball for a called strike, 2-2. Yeah, it's going to warm up in the next few days. It's going to get into the 80s beginning tomorrow, they're saying, and even warmer on Tuesday. The Angels will have a day off Tuesday, their first one this spring. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ramirez steps off the rubber. Time called. Rougned Odor mentioned just a young guy at 24 years old. He signed with the Rangers when he was 16 years old. And the next delivery, a big cut at that one. He got him, struck him out, and that's how the inning will end. Couple strikeouts in the inning, couple errors in the inning, and they leave a runner at third. The bottom of the second is next. 1-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports Web.
If you love family.
Cole Calhoun will lead it off. We go to the bottom of the second. Angels have a 1-0 lead, and the Rangers will go with the 3-man right side infield shift on Cole Calhoun. Been hitting the ball a lot more the opposite field so far this spring, and takes the first pitch for strike one.
It's one of those, the Rangers are saying, we've seen you so many times through the years until you prove to us that you're going to go the other way. There's no changing of the shift, and there it goes.
Fouled that one off by the Angels dugout first base side, so he pulled it foul.
So far, Bartolo has thrown more curveballs than usually we see. Never surprised by Bartolo Colon starting a game throwing 60 consecutive fastballs, which he's done in the past. How about the one time he threw 27 consecutive strikes at the Big A?
That's right. 0-2 delivery. That's lifted on the left side, but a foul ball. It's going to get back and out of play. Well, when you saw Bartolo Colon, even when he was in his early 30s, and you saw his body type, you would have never, ever said this guy's going to be pitching into close to his mid-40s in the majors. There's a pitch that's low.
And he's had setbacks, but he's found a way to persevere and get back. And trust me, this guy works his tail off, but not for anybody to see or post on social media. He gets his work done.
Here's one that's lined the opposite way. How about that swing for Cole Calhoun? That's going to drop into left, and he has an opposite field single. So it's nothing unusual so far this spring. We've been seeing more of this from Calhoun, and he just keeps hitting the baseball. He's now 9 for 16 this spring, hitting over 550.
Cole Calhoun continues to stay with that swing, and that approach is going to be a wonderful and productive offensive season for him.
So Calhoun is on, and that is the game's first hit. There's a toss over to first base, and Calhoun gets back.
Jeff Bannister was telling us before the game today, Terry, he has seen Bartolo Colon pitch since 1995 in the minor leagues. He goes, yep, remember that body? Remember those quads, those thighs, and also remember him throwing triple digits.
This is Colon's 21st major league season if he ends up being with the Rangers when the season begins. There's a pitch on the outside corner. That's a called strike on Cozart. One thing about Bartolo Colon, he has always been good at holding runners out there on the mound. Tough to steal against him. Here's the next pitch. This is chopped on the third base side. Fair ball. Second base for one, and that's it. A little bit of hesitation by Plouffe fielding that one. Then the throw is a little bit high to second, but they do get Calhoun. No chance to turn two on it. Cozart on the 5-4 fielder's choice, and Valbuena the next batter.
One thing about Colon, Terry, as I mentioned, don't be deceived by the body type. He can also field his position very well. A plus defender out there in the middle of the diamond.
Valbuena gets ready to bat. One of the left-handed hitters in the Angels lineup. He and Calhoun and Ohtani waiting on deck. There's a toss over to first base. Back to the bag goes Cozart. He's the one out base runner. Valbuena, the batter, hitting .276 so far this spring, and he's hit a couple of home runs, 2 homers. He's driven in 5. First delivery, takes that one a little bit low for a ball.
He's had a 3-run homer yesterday over at Scottsdale in the Angels' other loss in the split squad against the Giants. Chris Carter connected also for a solo home run yesterday at the other ball game. He's got a good spring.
Yeah, the Angels have had a little losing streak coming in here today. The pitch, and that's lifted high in the air. It's hit well into right field. Back on the warning track, though. Making the catch on that one is Mazzara, the right fielder. So that one just gave out a little bit. That's the second out in the inning, and here's Shohei Ohtani, who's DHing for the Angels today, batting out of the number 8 hole. Getting a nice warm welcome here at the plate so far this spring. Just 1 hit in 11 at bats, driven in a run. Left-handed batter. First pitch on Ohtani. That one is low and inside from Colon.
There's no surprise Bartolo Colon moving Ohtani's feet here early in this at bat. He's due to square something up.
Here's the next pitch, and that's low and inside. 2-0 the count. Colon did have trouble last year with the home run ball between pitching for the Braves and the Twins. Bartolo gave up 28 homers in posting a 7-14 record last year.
Yeah, just a bad season overall. 6.48 ERA.
Next pitch, and that caught the inside corner. 2-1 on Shohei.
You see a first pitch inside, and since then Shohei has been anticipating getting pushed off the plate.
Two outs, toss over to first base, and back to the bag goes Cozart. Angels scored an unearned run in the bottom of the first inning and scored the run in the first inning without getting a single hit. Bartolo is set. Here's the next one on Shohei, and he takes that one. So he's worked a 3-1 count.
And Bartolo going a little changeup action there, just taking something off of that fastball. And don't be surprised if you see a BP fastball acting as his changeup, as he's done so many times in so many years.
Bartolo Colon Known as a strike thrower. Doesn't walk a whole lot of batters. The next pitch grounded on the right side. That's a base hit. He turned on that one and pulled it into right field. So Ohtani on that 3-1 gets a single. Moving up to second is Cozart. Keeps the inning alive for Maldonado.
Nice adjustment there by Shohei as he's trying to get pushed off the play by Colon. Now that made him aware of that lane inside the inner third and able to have a little more settled feet before taking a swing there and scoring the ball nicely. That makes him now 2 for 12 here in the spring.
Let's see what Maldonado can do. He's had a home run this spring, 5 hits overall and 22 times up. Angels catcher waits the pitch, and it's right in there. First pitch fastball, 0-1 to count. Rangers have the red tops and the Angels have the red tops and the white pants, and Texas with the blue tops, gray pants. The Rangers will wear red as well. We've seen them change up their look as far as their uniform colors, but today they have on the blue tops.
Yeah, some Sunday or some day games at home.
Yeah. Oh, and 1 is the count. Colon slowing it down a little bit out there in the next pitch, and he took something off that one. That's a strike on the outside corner. 0-2. Of course, the folks in North Texas well aware of the Rangers' new ballpark. Sounds like it will be ready for the 2020 season. Construction underway. Over $1 billion new stadium that will be built and not too far away from Globe Life Park.
Coming up beautifully.
Yeah.
No more worries about rain delay with a retractable roof coming up there.
Yeah, the air conditioned as well. Everybody, I'm sure, will enjoy that feature. Counts 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the second, 1-0 Angels. And here's the next one, and that is tipped foul over by the Rangers on deck circle.
Bartolo started the season last year with the Braves. He went 2-8, 8.14 ERA. And then with the Twins, 5-6, 5.18 ERA.
Counts 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And in spring with the Braves, he had an ERA of 8.6.
Colon's next delivery hit hard right over by the Rangers dugout over on the third base side. That had some folks moving.
Monty Maldonado turning on that inside cement mixer type breaking ball.
So the battle continues. Colon has thrown some pitches here in this inning and had a couple hits.
If you're on that side of the railing that close with the right-handed batter, at least you expect him to hit it in that direction. Yikes.
Here's the next one, and that pitch there was off speed, and it fooled Maldonado. It was up and in, struck him out, and that's how the inning will end. That's Colon's first strikeout today. Angels leave a pair on, and we move to the third. 1-0 Halos on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Robinson Chirinos, the Rangers catcher, 8-hole hitter, will lead it off. Then Trevor Plouffe, and then the top of the batting order, Delino DeShields Jr. as we go to the third. 1-0 Angels. JC Ramirez, third start this spring, 29-year-old right-hander. First pitch on Chirinos, and he drills one, but foul down the left side. He put a charge into that one, but fouled it off.
Rangers last year, 78 wins, 84 losses. Ended up having losing months in April, July, and September. At home, averaging 5.5 runs per game. On the road, a full run under that. Trying to get things together against the Angels. They had a lot of success last year overall. 11 wins, 8 losses.
Is when it's tip foul right by the plate. Rangers ended up with the same record as Seattle last year, and the two teams, Texas and Seattle, tied for third in the division a year ago. Here's the next delivery, and on the 0-2, a little bit low, didn't miss by much.
That was a pretty good breaking ball there by JC. We're talking about JC and ground balls and high percentage that he gets in contact. Also, because of that, he's not one guy that has a lot of pitches to work with. Averaged just over 15 pitches per inning last year.
And the next delivery, and that one is chased and missed, and Chirino down on strikes. Robinson Chirinos retired. That's the third strikeout here for Ramirez. And with one away, Trevor Plouffe, the third baseman who signed a minor league deal with Texas, trying to win a spot on their roster, will be the batter.
Good execution there by JC. Using the slider against the righties and the slow curveball as of right now more against the lefties.
Here's the pitch, and Plouffe takes. That's right in there. Former first-round pick of the Twins, Trevor Plouffe, and SoCal native. Went to Crespi High School with Oakland and Tampa Bay last season, but hit under 200 a year ago as he takes that one for a ball. 1-1.
It looked like he was going to be standard third base for many years there with the Minnesota Twins. Got a couple very good productive seasons with the power.
Here's one that's chopped foul. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Plouffe, who's 3 for 13 this spring with a home run. JC had 38 pitches in this ball game, and there's number 39, and it's on the outside corner, and Plouffe is out looking. 3 strikeouts in a row for Ramirez going back to last inning. 2 are gone here in the third. Want to remind Angel fans you can join us Monday, April the 2nd, and Tuesday, April the 3rd, when the Angels take on the Cleveland Indians at the Big A. Game time will be at 7:07 each night, and fans will receive a wall calendar courtesy of U.S. Bank while supplies last. You can visit angels.com/promotions for details. Here's the pitch, and that one bounces in for a ball. It's 1-0 on Delino DeShields.
JC getting a hit on counts. First 7 batters. First pitch, all strikes. And that's been the key for him here today. And collecting the strikeouts, a couple of ground balls. Better tempo on the mound.
Here's the 1-0. It's lifted in the air into center field. Mike Trout is circling under this one, and he will make the grab. Quick, clean inning for Ramirez. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Bottom of the third, Angels leading the Rangers 1-0, and here's Ian Kinsler, the Angels leadoff man, to start things off against Bartolo Colon, and the first pitch right in there, strike one. Kinsler reached on an error by the right fielder Mazzara, fly ball that he dropped, had pop off his glove in the bottom of the first inning, and the next pitch, this is hit in the air into right center. Going after it and making the catch is DeShields in the gap in right center, and that'll be the first out.
Well, a lot of soft contact so far from both sides. As Bartolo and J.C. Ramirez doing a fine job mixing in, but mainly to me is just moving the fastball around very well. Terry, we have the track man around here, so I wish we could get that info on the spot. He's right above us.
Yes, he is. Yep. There's a pitch that is taken by Mike Trout for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's Colon's next one on Mike Trout, and that's on the outside corner, taken. Called strike 1-1. Infield is back. Outfield, DeShields not very deep. He's the center fielder. Straight away playing Trout. Here's Colon's delivery, and Mike takes another one and takes another strike on the outside part of the plate.
Well, Bruce Streckman pretty consistent on both sides, calling that fastball that's running back out into the plate.
Next pitch will be the 40th of the day for Bartolo, and Trout will line it, and he hits it right at Odor, who keeps his ground and makes the grab, and that is out number 2.
Good to have our audience over at Fox Sports Southwest in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And any hope about Bartolo Colon? Well, career in Arlington, Terry, and they're hoping to see this in the regular season. 9-3 in that ballpark, and where he has allowed a .239 average in the very challenging ballpark for pitchers. 2 complete games in Arlington. Career 9-3, ERA under 4. And he has pitched there with Cleveland, with the White Sox, with the Angels, with the Yankees, and with the Athletics. And now hoping to make the team as a Ranger.
0-1 on Upton. He chases it and misses it, and it's quickly 0-2. 2 outs in the inning. We're in the bottom of the third. 1-0 Angels.
Clearly recall some of those days, the heat day game, Bartolo Colon on the mound, and we at least expected he's out there still in the 7th and 8th inning, welcoming that challenge in Texas.
There's a pitch taken on the outside part of the plate, about knee high, struck out Upton looking, and Colon has a very good inning for the Rangers here in the bottom of the third. The 4th is next. Still a 1-0 ball game. Angels on top of the Rangers on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Rangers here will start it off with Chu, Mazzara, and Rua. 2, 3, and 4 batters against J.C. Ramirez. The Angels starter has retired the last 6 in a row. And in that stretch of 6 in a row, 4 of them have been on strikeouts. First pitch is in there on Shin-Soo Choo, who grounded out his first time up. Left-handed batter. Choo now 35 years old. The South Korean chops that one foul. And let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves here on the Angels Baseball Radio Network. Terry Smith along with Jose Mota. Our producer engineer on the Angels Baseball Radio Network here on this Sunday afternoon is Jorge Sevilla.
Pollo.
And great to have everybody tuned in on Fox Sports West back to Southern California, and also Fox Sports Southwest back to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count here on Choo. Next pitch, and that is outside. We'll check out the out-of-town scoreboard in just a moment. It's powered by the new 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Embrace every new opportunity with a newly redesigned exterior and 31 highway MPG. Test drive one today. 2-2. That's high and away, and it's a full count. We'll run down some Cactus League action here after the next pitch on Choo. He had a career-high 22 homers last year for the Rangers. He was healthy for the most part last season. That hasn't always been the case. And there's a pitch that he chases and misses. And another strikeout for J.C. Ramirez.
Terry, it was good to see Shin-Soo Choo back on the field and producing. The reason they gave him the large contract, he was happy with some of these freak injuries. Went away. One of them was, well, he was stretching before a game a couple seasons ago over at the Big A, when he had to come out of the lineup.
A lot of injury issues in his career for Choo. Here's Mazzara, who grounded out on the right side his first time up. The Angels have almost a right side shift on him. Kozar at the shortstop's almost directly behind second. And the pitch lifted in the air into right field. Going back on that one is Cole Calhoun, and that ball out there in right is gonna get out. Home run. Mazzara gets his first one this spring, and that will tie up the ball game.
In season, preseason, Nomar Mazzara brings his bat constantly and consistently against the Angels. A nice, flowing, smooth swing. He has already connected twice. He was robbed by Albert Pujols in that first inning on a diving play to his right by Albert.
So the game tied at 1, and the batter now is Rua. And the first one misses a little bit low. Updating the Cactus League today, an Indian split squad playing a game against Milwaukee. They lead that one 1-0 in the 3rd. They're also playing a split squad game against the Royals, and they lead that one to the Indians 2-0 in the 3rd inning. White Sox up on Arizona 1-0. That's in the 2nd. There's a check swing, and he went around for a strike. Cubs lead the A's 2-0 in the 3rd. Reds have a 1-0 lead against Seattle in the 1st. Dodgers 5-2 up on Colorado in the 2nd, and later on in Scottsdale night game, the Giants will be hosting the Padres. A pitch low, it misses on Ryan Rua, and so it's a 2-1 count. In Florida in the Grapefruit League, Baltimore split squad beat Boston 7-3. Their other split squad will play a night game against the Phillies in Florida later this evening. There's one that misses. It's now 3-1. Tigers beat the Braves 6-3. Cardinals over the Nationals 4-3. Miami beat the Yankees 7-5. Minnesota beat Tampa Bay 6-5. Pittsburgh shut out Toronto 5-0, and the Astros beat the Mets 5-2 as the pitch is fouled off out of play on the right side, and that runs down the Sunday out-of-town scoreboard.
Twins back in the news. Lance Lynn, a great pickup.
Yeah, they've been acquiring some starting pitching. They got Odorizzi and They were hoping that Urban Santana would be ready to go, be their opening day starter, but suffered the finger injury, so he's going to begin the year on the DL.
So it's a great pickup. Lance Lynn, who came back from surgery. Brilliant ERA into mid-3s last year for St. Louis, low 3s. Waited and got a 1-year deal. Yeah, recently signed also Anibal Sanchez, former standout, who's battled some issues in performance, of course, and injuries, but they ended up releasing Sanchez.
Yeah, it was a non-guaranteed deal, and they cut ties with him after signing Lynn, and on a 3-2 pitch, that one is taken on the outside part of the plate, called third strike on Rua.
Oh, the veteran Colon and the youngster Ramirez. Ramirez last year against the Rangers, brilliant. 2-0 record, 1.59 ERA. In the month of May, he really came into his own as a starter when he went 2-1 with a 2.67. When he says, I really found it, got a feel for it. It was not spring training. I was getting the ball. There's no talk about me going back to the bullpen, and really found a way to incorporate. Ended up making 24 starts for the Angels, 11 quality starts.
Gallo batting and chases a 1-0 pitch, misses it. Count 1-1. Rangers' first hit of the day, the Mazzara home run here in this 4th inning to tie up the game. Been a pretty quiet one so far offensively for both clubs. Ramirez has 6 strikeouts already today, and that one is low. We talked about that. Angels pitchers have been really racking up strikeouts this spring.
And not issuing a whole lot of walks either. One thing the Angels were really good at last season is pitches per game. The Angels were in the top 3rd in all of baseball when it came down to just not making too many pitches per game. And that's brilliant. Good job, Charles Nagy, and all throughout the system, the baseball operations, philosophies, analytics, all the things being thrown out there to how to go out there and be more efficient with your pitches. Now what they need is do the same thing, throw less pitches, but stay healthy.
Angels were 12th in baseball in team ERA last year as Gallo just lines one foul down the right side. It's still a 2-2 count on him.
Great to have Charles Nagy as a guest before our game today on Fox Sports West, telling us about some of these things and the philosophies, the personnel, the battles still going on. Angels talking about that 6-man rotation with Ohtani.
Here's the next delivery. That's low and inside.
Some guys very open to it, Terry, but not the same. Well, the Rangers were tinkering also with a 6-man rotation, and Cole Hamels was very open about how he felt about it.
There's some talk that the Rangers could keep Hamels on his normal rest, even though they might go to a 6-man staff. Here's one popped up behind second, a few feet back on the outfield grass. A catch will be made there. That's Cozart to retire Gallo. He's set down easily, and the inning is over. So they got the 1-out solo homer by Mazzara to tie it, and we're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's a 1-1 ball game, the Angels and the Rangers, on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Albert Pujols leads off things for the Angels. Bottom of the fourth we go in a 1-1 ball game. Albert flied out to right his first time up against Bartolo Colon. And here's the next pitch. He chops that one foul over on the third base side. No balls, 2 strikes. It'll be Pujols, Calhoun, and Cozart here against Colon. Infielders backed up for Texas. The Shields likes to play that shallow center out there. And the next pitch, Albert hits one right into the Rangers third base dugout. Oh, 0-2 the count. Next delivery, and that is a called third strike, and Albert knew it. Got him looking, no argument whatsoever. So he got up to end last inning on a called third strike and gets Albert here to start out the fourth with one.
Well, Bartolo's found consistency from his catcher Chirinos calling the pitch, and also from home plate umpire Bruce Dreckman right on those pitches coming back and getting that corner for Colon and for J.C. Ramirez.
Cole Calhoun is the batter. He's one of only 3 players to have a hit so far in this game. He singled his first time up.
It was a great at bat by Cole. Shift is back on.
And the pitch, he grounds it right into the shift, and on the right side it's stopped there by Profar, the shortstop. They had the 3 infielders on that right side. That'll go down as a 6-3 ground out. 6 in a row retired by Bartolo Colon, and here is Zach Cozart.
There's a lot at stake for Colon. Of course, he's trying to surpass Juan Marichal, who's got 243 wins, most by a Dominican pitcher. Bartolo's at 240 right now, but also more importantly, Dennis Martinez has won more games than any other Latin American pitcher with 245. So Colon, Angels Cy Young Award winner, 3 away from tying Marichal and 5 away from tying Dennis Martinez.
First pitch was a strike on Cozart. Next one is a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tomorrow the Angels will be right back here to host the Cincinnati Reds. Garrett Richards against Homer Bailey. The Rangers will have a split squad day. They'll be playing the Indians in one game and the Royals in another. And they'll have Clayton Blackburn pitching against Cleveland, and the ex-Angel Jesse Chavez will go for the Rangers against Kansas City.
Jesse, I think, is a valuable addition to that staff, going back and forth between starting and relieving.
2-1 delivery. This is popped in the air, foul down the right side. That's going to push back to the seats, back and out of play. So it's still 2-2 on Cozart, who so far this spring 4 for 18. Had 1 RBI. He's a guy who hit 24 home runs last year, nearly hit 300 all-star year with the Reds a year ago. And today playing shortstop for the Angels.
Pretty even up too, Terry, with the home runs. 12 at home, 12 on the road.
Next one, it's bounced on the third base side. That's right at Plouffe. His throw a little bit high, and keeping the foot on the bag is Gallo. The inning is over. So back-to-back innings, 1, 2, 3 innings for Colon. The 5th is next. We are knotted up at 1 here in Tempe on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Jurickson Profar will lead things off here for the Rangers. Their number 6 hitter, then Odor and Chirinos against J.C. Ramirez, who's back out to work in the 5th inning in a 1-1 game. And the first pitch taken for a ball to count 1 ball, no strikes.
Terry, no doubt when this kid was coming through the system, you're talking about comparisons. And today's day, when Lindor was coming up, when Correa was coming up, that's what was expected from a guy like Jurickson Profar.
Yep, there's a little bouncer back to the mound. Underhanded toss by Ramirez over to Pujols, and an easy out on the comebacker.
Perhaps even before Trout got to the big leagues. They're projecting Profar to be that type of guy, impact player.
Yeah, I can remember when he was in the infancy of his pro career, he was regarded as a can't-miss
franchise player.
Player, a guy who was a surefire major league star in the making. He was being compared to Jose Reyes at the time, and it just hasn't played out yet. It's not to say that it won't for Profar. In the meantime, Mike Scioscia has gone out to the mound, and the Angels are going to bring in a reliever. So a job well done today by Ramirez. He allowed only 1 hit. That was the home run last inning by Mazar. We have a break in the action. Pitching change coming up. We'll be back with more in just a moment on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Keenan Middleton is the new Angel pitcher. He takes over for J.C. Ramirez. He faces Odor, and the first pitch, that's right in there for a called strike. J.C. Ramirez, 4 1/3 innings today. He gave up 1 hit. It was the home run to Mazara. No walks, 6 strikeouts, and a job well done as he is finished with his 3rd start of the spring for the Angels.
Yes, it was perfect. Hitting spots, he stayed away from the middle of the plate. Good velocity, great separation too between the fastball and especially his curveball today.
1 ball, 1 strike the count.
Yeah, J.C. Ramirez, Terry, from Nicaragua, where El Presidente is from. Dennis Martinez, as we were talking about him, and Bartolo Colon shooting to take over the most wins for Latin American. Dennis Martinez with 245.
Here's the pitch, and that is way outside on Odor. So it's now a 2-1 count. The last time we saw Middleton was on Thursday, and that was the game in Mesa against the A's, and Middleton had a rough outing in that ball game. He hit a batter, and it seemed to maybe affect him a little bit. He ended up giving up 3 hits and 4 runs in just 1 inning.
I can understand that. He got rattled. He hit Figley right in the head.
There's the pitch, big cut and a miss by Odor. It's now 2 balls, 2 strikes. So overall this spring, as far as Middleton, this is his 5th appearance, 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, his ERA at 9.
Changeup has been really good here in the spring. Been tinkering with it.
Here's the 2-2, and that one is chased and missed, and he got him, struck him out. Second time Odor is struck out today. Good start from Middleton here, and Middleton in a group of a number of Angel relievers who are in a fight to win the closer's role.
Very body language right now looks like he is a little angry out there on the mound. Not a bad thing. Just letting it fly.
So Chirinos, their catcher, is the batter. He went down on strikes his first time up. You look at the bottom third of the batting order for Texas so far in this game. Odor, Chirinos, and Plouffe. And they've all struck out every time they've batted here in the early going. We're in the 5th. It's a 1-1 game. Bright sunshine right now here in Tempe, and the pitch, and that one is chased and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike.
A couple of good sliders. Well, it couldn't have be made more clear than what we heard from Charles Nagy today. Back to the high leverage situations matchup. Who's in the lineup? Which part of the lineup is in for the Angels to decide who's going to go in where from the 6th, 7th inning on.
1-1 pitch, and did that get a piece of the batter, Chirinos? He's saying it did. Home plate umpire Bruce Dreckman says it didn't.
Chirinos, you see all the protection he has also in that forearm. That is one where he's actually suffered a fractured forearm against the Angels at the Big A couple of years back. And I recall the at bat, he got hit. He was in tremendous pain, and he finished the at bat, and after that it was determined that he had suffered the fracture.
Garrett Richards was the Angel who hit him in that at bat.
I recall the swings that he took after that. It was painful to watch, as he was grimacing also in a lot of pain.
Here's the next delivery. It's a one-hopper stop by Kozar. Gets up, fires to first, and he took away a hit. Boy, that was like Simmons out there at shortstop. Kozar can play that position. That's his natural position, and that was a sparkling play to end the inning. So Middleton comes in, retires to 2 he faced, and we are moving to the bottom of the 5th inning, tied at 1. Angels and the Rangers on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports.
One tie here. Moving on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Jose Mota, Terry Smith with you. Fox Sports West and Fox Sports Southwest with our simulcast on AM 830. The Giant RV show at Angel Stadium ends today. Swing into savings. You still have time. on all RV selections. Free parking, free admission. Slide into the final hours at Angel Stadium of Anaheim.
We have a new pitcher for the Texas Rangers. His name is Taylor Scott, and he takes over for Bartolo Colon. And Scott appearing in his 5th game this spring. Worked 5 innings, allowed 3 hits, 3 earned runs. So he is a right-hander who the Rangers got last July from the Milwaukee Brewers. And here's his first pitch. That one is outside on Valbuena.
As you mentioned, that connection, Brewers, Rangers, well, former catcher for both ball clubs. Jonathan Lucroy now will join the Oakland A's.
Here's a ball that's lifted in the air out to left center field, and circling under, making the grab on it, will be Ryan Ruas. So out number 1 here in the Angels' 5th inning.
So the A's get deeper, get a number 1 catcher. Proven better.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Oakland does this season. They were in the cellar again last year in the AL West, 3 years in a row for that matter. But it seems like they've improved their club, and they definitely have a good farm system, and we're starting to see some of the benefits reap from that farm system.
John Daniels and that staff, baseball operations, restacking that system through the years, always very active in Latin America and internationally. In fact, they're one of the teams that made a presentation to Shohei Ohtani.
Here's Ohtani at the plate, and he takes that one low for a ball. Rangers system on the flip side, not quite as good as it's been in recent years, but they've had some of those players now arrive here. And the pitch, and Ohtani was no contest right there against Scott. He gets him waving at a pitch, and he has a tough at bat there. Struck him out. So first time up, he singled on the right side. That time up there goes down quickly in that matchup against Scott.
It was very clear. A couple of fastballs in earlier by Bartolo Colon. Had Ohtani very conscious of that inner lane, unable to reach the outer half.
Here's Maldonado with 2 outs, and the pitch lifts one in the air into center field. The Shields has a beat on it, though, and he will run that one down a few feet from the rim of the track in right center. The inning is over. Taylor Scott comes in and has a quick, clean inning against the Angels here in the 5th. The 6th is next, and right now we're tied up at 1 on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. So the Angels will continue here with Keenan Middleton, who came in and faced 2 batters and retired both of them last inning, and he will begin to work the 6th inning now as he faces Trevor Plouffe. He's the #9 hitter for Texas, and he goes after the first pitch and lifts it in the air down the right field side, but that ball is going to go foul, backing out of play.
This is the third reliever now in the last 3 days. Mike Scioscia has sent out after getting a couple of outs, or 1 out in 1 inning. Back to the dugout and starting to mimic more about how he might use guys in the regular season, multi-inning guys.
There's the 0-1, and here's a pop-up foul on the first base side. Albert and Maldonado are going to run out of room. It's going to land right behind the Angels dugout. Well, it's always nice in these spring training games when we get to this part of the game and there have been relatively few substitutions.
That's great.
How about this? This is almost feeling like a normal game.
We can continue to talk without trying to find out who's where and make sure we get it right, which is the main thing.
Right. And it's also difficult to match the numbers sometimes because the Angels have had 3 players in a game all wearing the same number at times this year. Here's the pitch. That's inside on an 0-2. That just got a piece of Plouffe hit by the pitch. Boy, Middleton did not want to do that in front. No balls, 2 strikes. So we mentioned he hit a batter his last start against Oakland.
And who knows, he could have hit Chirinos.
Yeah.
Before he grounded out to the shortstop.
Well, now we're going to have a substitution as they are going to pinch run here for Trevor Plouffe.
Terry, good timing, man. Stay hot.
Christian Lopes, who is an infielder, will be the pinch runner. So he could be coming into play at third base for Plouffe, who he pinch runs for here.
That's a good last name for a base runner. Lopes?
Yeah.
Davey Lopes? He could absolutely get it done on the bases.
Plouffe ends up going 0 for 1. And I don't know that he was taken out there because he was injured getting hit by the pitch. I just think that was kind of the game plan at this stage of the game. Here's a bunt out in front of the plate by DeShields, and the throw to first base is a little bit late. Well, DeShields can really run. When Maldonado fielded that ball in front of the plate, he kind of looked at second, and then that probably cost him the shot to get the speedy DeShields running to first base.
And what really cost him the out was Pujols did not have his foot on the bag. That was pretty much it. On a bang play, Albert just could not find the bag, anticipating first of all that Maldonado was going to throw to second, and then adjusting and coming in front of the bag.
So it looks like it'll be scored a sacrifice, and as I say that, I think that's going to be the case. They haven't put any hit up on the board. Runner safe at first, and the pinch runner moves up to second. So the Rangers have something brewing here with nobody out, 2 on. The batter is Chu, and the pitch, he takes that one low and outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. You look at the line score, it's identical. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors. And the pitch, and that one is low.
Oh, this is where Keenan Middleton needs to go out there and find it. Mindset, focus, and have the same aggressiveness we saw. We thought he looked a little angry in the first time he came out to pitch back in the 5th inning.
Counts 2 balls, no strikes. Chu has had an 0 for 2 day. And there's the pitch that he is taking, and that one misses. I guess they are going to give a hit to DeShields over there, who bunted that ball. So it will not be a sacrifice. So he's going to get a bunt single.
Speed gets it done.
First hit allowed by Middleton today. There's one. It's in there. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. Hope you're enjoying the action today from Tempe Diablo Stadium. The Angels and Rangers matching up for the first time this spring, and they'll square off next Sunday as well. And surprise, and there's a pitch that gets away from Middleton, who now has worked himself into a jam. He's hit a batter in the inning, walked a batter. Angels didn't turn a play behind him in the inning. They're loaded, and the next batter will be Mazara, who did homer his last time up. That was the only hit that J.C. Ramirez allowed. I want to remind Angel fans, as a discussion goes out, a visit at the mound, you can get your red on, experience Angels baseball with your group of 20 or more, and get tickets for as low as $8 per seat. Now, all you have to do is call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/groups for details. And the meeting with Charlie Nagy out there has wrapped up. Here's Mazara.
Terry, make that connection. Bartolo Colon, Charles Nagy at one point were teammates.
Look
at this.
Go. Teammates with the Indians. Here's the pitch from Middleton. That's fouled back right behind the plate by Mazara.
All right, talk about Colon. 53 pitches, 41 strikes, and out of 15 batters, first pitch strikes, 12 of them.
The ball's 1 strike to count.
Prime position here for the Rangers, middle of the order.
Here's the next delivery, and this is popped into very shallow left field, and that ball's going to drop in. They'll score a run. Throw to third is in time. Well, they get a run on that little blooper that Upton just couldn't quite get, but the runners were kind of frozen there. They weren't really sure if he was going to catch it or not. So the out at third base, even against the speedy DeShields there, he was unable to advance from second to third on that bloop hit into left.
Good fake thrown out there. Decoy by Justin Upton. Caught it on one hop. And, of course, if you are in no man's land, you are right in the middle. Nice job by Upton and just your typical 7-5 put out. Good job by Valbuena on the bag of third.
So it will be an RBI hit. And the Rangers are up 2-1.
It should be just a force out.
Well, maybe he'll just score at a fielder's choice. But it will be a run batted in for Mazara.
Should be just a 7-5.
There's a pitch that's low. One out in the inning. The count's 2 balls, no strikes on Rua. Every batter who has stepped up in this inning against Middleton has reached base safely. And here's the pitch, and that is a little bit low and outside. There's a pinch runner in the ball game, another one now, and the pinch runner is Destin Hood. So he's running for Mazara over at first base. Pitch in there for a called strike. We'll check out the out-of-town scoreboard on this Sunday in just a moment. Phil, you know what's happening in spring training play. Our out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by the Ram 1500. It's Ram Truck Month. Hurry in for a great deal or visit ramtrucks.com to check out the powerful Ram lineup. In this one, it's 2-1 Texas. They're leading for the first time today. We're in the top of the 6th, and the pitch. This is skied in the air into center field. Mike Trout is circling under. The lead runner at second is going to tag and advance. The throw got away, so also tagging and moving up is the back-end runner from first base.
Now, it's not going to make Mike Socha too happy as he is staring down the middle of the field, because that ball has to be cut off or that throw has to be going towards second base. So a little defensive breakdown there by the Angels.
So 2 outs. Gallo is the batter. Middleton trying to minimize the damage here.
And with that excellent base running by Hood at first base as he watches that throw roll to third base.
Here's the pitch. That's ripped down the right side and just foul. Boy, that would have been a 2-run hit right there for Gallo. That was only about a foot or so off the line. Let's run down what's happening in Cactus League play today. Indians split squad with a 3-0 lead against Kansas City in the 5th. The other Indians split squad shutting out Milwaukee 2-0 in the 5th. White Sox lead Arizona 3-0 in the 4th. Oakland with a 4-2 lead against the Cubs in the 4th inning. Seattle up on Cincinnati 3-2 in the 3rd. Dodgers up 8-4 against the Rockies. That's in the 3rd. And under the lights in Scottsdale tonight, it'll be the Giants hosting the Padres. Grapefruit League in Florida. Baltimore split squad beat Boston 7-3. Their other split squad will be hosting the Phillies in a night game later this evening. Counts no balls, 2 strikes. Also, Tigers beat Atlanta 6-3. Cardinals beat the Nationals 4-3. Miami over the Yankees 7-5. Twins beat Tampa Bay 6-5. Pittsburgh shut out Toronto 5-0, and Houston beat the Mets 5-2. And this one 2-1 Texas in the 6th as Gallo fouls that one off.
Miami announcing Terry Jose Urena will be their opening day starter. 14-game winner last year. A guy like Jose Urena really came into his own and did not even make their rotation come out of spring training last year. And came out of the bullpen, and now he's got the honor.
So 2 strikes to count here on Gallo. And the next delivery, this is lifted high in the air into center field. Mike Trout coming in. It's way up there, and he will make the grab on it, and the inning is over. Back-to-back flyouts for Trout will wrap up the inning. The Rangers do get a run. All that, they had just 1 hit in the inning. There was a hit batter, a walk in the inning, and they'll leave 2 runners on. As we get set to move to the bottom of the 6th, 2-1 Texas on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports.
Moving on to the bottom of the 6th inning, 2-1 Rangers over the Angels. Former Ranger Ian Kinsler will come up to hit for the Angels, top of the order. He'll be followed by Mike Trout and then Justin Upton.
So a lot of changes here for the Rangers, and we will get those updated for you in just a moment. Their new pitcher is Eric Godell. And the first pitch on Ian Kinsler was in there. Here's the next one. It's hit sharply just out of the reach of Profar. It's going to bounce on out to left field for a hit. So Kinsler is on. That was his 3rd at bat of the day. We'll see if he's going to run or if we might see a pinch runner for him. batter now will be Mike Trout. It's 2-1 in favor of the Rangers as we begin the bottom of the 6th inning. Destin Hood, who came in as a pinch runner, remains in the game in right field. Also coming in the game as a pinch runner was Christian Lopes, and he will stay in the game, and he is now at third base. They have a new first baseman, Ronald Guzman. Eric Young Jr. is going to pinch run over there at first base for Kinsler, so his day is done, and Young draws a throw from the new pitcher Godell and dives back to the bag safely.
Ian Kinsler continues to do the one thing the Angels will love to see throughout the season: get on base. On base twice today.
Here's the delivery, and that's in there on Mike Trout. There's a new catcher in the ball game, Isaiah Kiner Falefa. And they also have a new center fielder, and that is Carlos Tochi. And I believe that gets things updated now for the Rangers as they've taken out a few of their starters in the game.
Very cleanly done there, Terry. Get those youngsters out there and make sure we get the right pronunciations and the spellings. Tochi is T-O-C-C-I.
0-2 the count here on Trout. Here's the pitch on Mike. He takes that one a little bit low, checks his swing. They say he was holding. Trout's had an 0-for-2 day, ground out and line out. Godell replacing Taylor Scott, who worked last inning, and he had a 1-2-3 inning against the Angels with a strikeout.
Rangers pitching so far very good. Bartolo Colon, 4 innings, 1 run unearned, and Scott came in and himself threw a lot of strikes.
Another pickoff toss, and Eric Young Jr. back to the bag in time.
Great to see Angels and J.C. Ramirez taking another giant step forward in his bid to stay in the Angels rotation. 4 1/3 solid, only 1 hit.
Once again, a toss over to first base, and back Eric Godell is pitching. Was with the Mets last year. 33 games out of their bullpen, had an 0-1 record with a 5.28 ERA, and this is his 5th appearance this spring. He's done a good job for them. 4 innings, allowing 3 hits, 1 run. He's set, and the next one, and boy, that hit Trout right on the helmet. Knocked the helmet off his head, but Mike appears to be okay. He did not fall down, and in fact, he's walking to first base as if he's fine, but boy, when a ball thrown at the batter hits him on the helmet, you always have to kind of hold your breath a little bit.
As mentioned, saw it happen recently, and the Angels are going to take no chances here with Mike Trout. Good to see him not even hesitate, putting that helmet back on and getting to first base.
So it would appear Trout's okay, but just kind of keep fingers crossed there. Runners at first and second. Jabari Blash will be the pinch runner over at first base for Mike Trout. And at the plate now is Upton, and he takes the first pitch and misses ball 1. Well, we saw that last week when Middleton was pitching and hit Josh Fagley of Oakland. It kind of shook up Middleton, and now Godell has to deal with the fact he just threw a pitch hit Trout's helmet, and he misses again. That's high, and the count goes to 2 balls, no strikes.
Of course, he heard plenty of boos from Angels fans. Clearly not trying to hit him, but trying to push him off the plate, as many teams do against Mike Trout.
Godell ready. And fires the second, and diving back to the bag is the other pinch runner out there for the Angels, Eric Young Jr.
out.
Angels trying to regain the lead, trailed by a run 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th, and the pitch, and that ball is drilled out there into right center field. It's out by the scoreboard in right center, and it's out of here. Justin Upton goes the opposite way. A 3-run blast out there by the scoreboard in right center, and the Angels do get the lead back. It's now 4-2.
Should be a fun season if this all continues throughout the regular season for Justin Upton in the middle of that Angels lineup. Sandwich between Trout and Albert Pujols. He has been driving the ball everywhere here in spring training, getting some great spins, back spins, and as you can see there, he can go deep to any part of any ballpark.
So the home run, the second one this spring, and there's one that's bounced off of Albert's bat. It goes right between the legs of the new third baseman. Lopes into left field, and Albert safe at first base. That's going to be an error on the new third baseman. 4 straight batters have reached base safely here against this reliever Eric O'Dell in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Calhoun will be the next batter, and Albert's going to leave the game for the third pinch runner of the inning. Matt Thaiss will run for Pujols.
Lopes anticipating that ball coming up a little bit, and that ball just pretty much went right through the legs, stayed down on him. Tricky hop going down.
So Albert's day is done. He was officially 0 for 3 today. Cole Calhoun, this is probably going to be his final at bat. Odell is ready, and the first delivery, and Cole Calhoun chases that one for strike 1. So you kind of wonder how Odell is doing out there on the mound. He is yet to retire batter. He hit Trout in the inning, and right after that gives up a 3-run homer to the next batter.
Always wonder what happens, as we saw I've seen through many years when guys get rattled after hitting somebody. Scary situation, hitting somebody in the head.
Yeah, especially when it's in the head area. Yeah, no doubt about it. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Cole Calhoun. 4-2 Angels. Odell is their 3rd pitcher of the day. Angels have used just a couple in this ball game. We'll probably see the 3rd Angel pitcher of the day coming in when we get to the 7th, and it's a 2-2 count now on Cole Calhoun.
As we talk about that, Terry, getting hit above the shoulders. I mean, it also works the other way when hitters also are a little tentative in getting in there in the box against somebody they haven't seen or seen that's a bit erratic. No issues whatsoever for Justin Upton.
Yep, he was taking care of business in that at bat after Trout was hit.
Yeah, you see that happening, especially in spring training with young pitchers, Terry, that throw really hard in those first sessions of live batting practice. Some of the young phenoms through the years, and when veteran pitchers, veteran hitters start saying, can you put me in another group next time?
Yeah. So Godell ready with his next delivery, and that one is chased and missed, and Cole Calhoun is the first out in the inning, a strikeout. Zach Cozart will be the next batter. Godell signed as a free agent with Texas in the offseason. I mentioned he had pitched for the Mets some of last season, and he was a guy who was really hurt by the home run ball in the big leagues last year. He gave up 8 homers in only 29 innings.
There's some bad counts and then bad pitches in those counts.
Toss to first base. Thaiss is back. Infield is backed up at double play depth. Here's the next delivery. It's a little bit low and outside. Right now here at Tempe Diablo, this is about as nice as it's been all day. The cloud cover has broken up quite a bit. Bright sunshine right now. Beautiful weather here in the valley, and toss again to first, and Thies is back. Angels have Jose Alvarez up in the bullpen, so it would appear he will be taking over for Middleton when we get to the 7th. Here's the next pitch, and that's in there on Cozart. 1-1. Odell taking some time. He's had a lot of pickoff throws to first base in this inning. Of course, he's been pitching with a lot of action on the bases, and the next delivery, it's fouled back behind the plate. Angels today playing their 18th game of 33 games here in spring training. First matchup this spring against Texas. Here's the next pitch. That's hit well down the left field side, tight to the line down in the corner. It's going to drop just foul across the line. 340 down that left field side, and that one was hit about 335 or so, but foul.
19 meetings in the regular season coming up against the Rangers. Last season, the Rangers won their series 11-8 against the Angels. Now counting on a healthy Adrian Beltre, who did not make his debut last season until May 29th.
There's a 1-2 delivery. It's chased and missed, and that'll be another strikeout here for Godell. So he got Calhoun. Now he gets Coward. 2 are gone in the inning. Balbuena will be the batter.
Always fun to watch a healthy, competitive, fiery Adrian Beltre. Pretty much the de facto captain for the Rangers.
Yeah, they've been taking it easy with Beltre here in the Cactus League. He's only had 8 at-bats, 3 hits. Here's a bunt by Balbuena on the third base side with a shift on. It's fielded there by the third baseman Lopes, and he has nowhere to go. That's going to be a bunt hit. And Balbuena.
Twice.
Yep, he's pointing into the Angels dugout, and I think Mike Scioscia,
as I told you,
yep, is the one that he's pointing at right now, as if to say, hey, I can do it.
2 bunt singles against the ship for Balbuena here in the spring. So, and each time he's gone to first base pointing.
Angels are going to bring in a pinch runner, and Caleb Coward is going to run for Balbuena. 4th pinch runner in the inning. We were just talking inning or so ago how things were smooth as far as the substitutions. Here's a little grounder hit on the right side off the bat of Ohtani. It's fielded by Guzman. He flips to the pitcher, and Ohtani will be an easy out on the 3-1 ground out. So the inning ends. The Angels got 3 in the inning on the 3-run shot by Upton. We head to the 7th, and it's 4-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports.
Top of the seventh, 4-2 Angels. Now it's a 3-run shot by Justin Upton, the opposite field. And the Angels, a lot of changes all throughout. And the main one, it's on the mound. Jose Alvarez, lefty from Venezuela, ready to face Jurickson Profar.
And here's the first pitch, and that's right in there for a called strike. Wholesale changes for the Angels, and I think we've got them all down now, and we'll relay them to you in just a moment. The count's 0-1. The score is 4-2. Angels on top as we begin the seventh, and the next pitch that's fouled off on the right side. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the Angels Baseball Radio Network. Terry Smith along with Jose Mota. Our producer engineer on the Angels Baseball Radio Network is Jorge Sevilla. There's a ground ball hit down the third base side. The new third baseman is Caleb Coward. He throws across the diamond to the new first baseman Matt Thaiss, and that'll be out number 1. Fans, don't forget to get your red on. Experience Angels baseball according to your schedule. Choose the games you want with the 20-game flex plan. Just call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/ticket plans. So the Angels around the infield. Let's update you. Matt Thaiss is playing first. David Fletcher is now in second. Third baseman is Caleb Cowart. Shortstop is Colin Walsh. Juan Gratterall is now catching as Odor lifts one in the air down the left field side, and in foul territory under is the new left fielder Jabari Blash. He makes the catch on that one. That's the second out. New center fielder Eric Young Jr. New right fielder Reimer Liriano. And we mentioned that Jose Alvarez is pitching. He replaces Keenan Middleton, who ended up going an inning and 2/3 today. And Middleton gave up a hit. He gave up a run. And along the way, he also walked the batter, struck out a batter, and hit a batter. Here is Kiner Falefa at the plate, his first time up. Isaiah Kiner Falefa chases that pitch and fouls it back. He took over behind the plate for Texas. No balls and 2 strikes the count. And here's the next delivery, and that one misses high. Well, we understand in Major League Baseball, big signing today for the Philadelphia Phillies. They have come to terms, apparently, reaching a multi-year agreement with Jake Arrieta. 3-year deal, believed to be around $75 million. And here's the pitch. That one is waved at and missed, and that'll be a strikeout to end the inning. So that'll do it here for the Rangers in the 7th. Bottom of the 7th is coming up. It is 4-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports.
Martin Maldonado makes the way towards the plate as the Angels lead the Rangers 4-2 here, going on to the bottom of the 7th inning in this wonderful afternoon here at Tempe Diablo Stadium.
Looks like we have a few more changes for the Rangers, and they have a new middle infield. Hunter Alberto takes over at second base for Odor, and Michael De Leon is the new shortstop, replacing Jurickson Profar. And the new pitcher is Adrian Sampson, and his first pitch on Maldonado. Or
it is Martin.
All right, that's what they said Gratterall was catching last half inning. Apparently not. Here's the pitch, and that one is low. 2 balls, no strikes, the count. Here's the next pitch, and that one is low. 3 balls and no strikes, the count on Martin Maldonado. Here's the delivery, and that is right in there for a called strike.
Oh, good to see Jake Arrieta find a home with Phillies, and Gabe Kapler, also Matt Clintock, former Angels assistant general manager. So they've invested well in Arrieta and also in Carlos Santana, Terry, very early in the winter market. Santana now first baseman. Got a nice hefty deal himself.
3-1 delivery. That's lined right at the new shortstop, De Leon. He didn't have to move at all, and he catches that one for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 away. Eric Young Jr. will get ready for his first at bat, hitting out of Kinsler's leadoff spot. Came in to run for him last inning. Here's the pitch. This is fouled back behind the plate.
Terry, good to be around Hall of Famers as we have one here today. 2 booths down. Eric Nadel, of course, our colleague with the Texas Rangers, calling the game today on radio. Also, Matt Hicks, Jarrett Sandler, the bilingual, maybe trilingual, Eric Nadel. Always good to visit with him. Always good to have him here.
Yep, good friend. Nice to see their crew as the Angels match up against the Rangers for the first time this spring. Here's the next delivery. This is lifted in the air into shallow right field. Coming in and making the catch on that one is Destin Hood, who's out there in right. So Eric Young Jr. is retired.
Let's look forward to also, you know, hearing their scouting reports. Eric does a great job along with the rest of the guys. C.J. Nitkowski, Dave Raymond, Tom Grieve, Emily Jones. Great information in clubhouse interviews, post-game interviews. Pudge Rodriguez, David Murphy, now part of the mix. All the fellows say hello here from Arizona.
Yep, can see and hear many of them on Fox Sports West Southwest. So the batter for the Angels is Jabari Blash, and the first pitch, strike on him. And here's the delivery, and that one is a little bit low and outside. Blash so far this spring, 2 for 15.
Hit a home run yesterday over in Scottsdale.
Yeah, his only hits, the 2 of them have been homers this spring. He has a very unusual looking batting stance on the pitch, and he blasts this one into center field, but circling under in left center to make the grab on that one is Tochi, the center fielder, and that will end the inning. Angels go down 1-2-3 here against Sampson. We're headed to the 8th, and right now 4-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Jose Alvarez back out for a second inning. He had a quick, clean seventh. He works here in the eighth, and the first batter he faces is Christian Lopes, who's batting for the first time today. Jose Briseño has come in to catch for the Angels, so he will be batting out of Maldonado's spot. A little fake news last inning. We were told that Gratterall was in the game, but apparently that was not the case.
Just ignore it.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is a little bit high and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's a good chance we don't see Maldonado at all tomorrow, and Mike Scioscia can couple up the off days. As the Angels have an off day here coming up soon. During the off day, there's going to be some work done by some major league pitchers, of course.
Here's the next delivery, and that is low and inside. It misses.
Minor league games against other ball clubs will begin here on March 15th, just behind us.
Here's the next pitch. That's drilled into left center field. That ball's in a gap in left center. It's going to take a couple of bounces and hit the base of the wall. Lopes will cruise into second base, and he is there with a leadoff double. So Christian Lopes, who had gone 2 for 22 this spring, seeing some action for the Rangers. This is his third hit, and he is on to start off the Texas 8th. Next batter will be Carlos Tocci. So Tocci batting for the first time today. And the first pitch on the right-handed batter, that one misses for a ball. Alvarez delivers, and that pitch from Jose misses, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Jose Alvarez this spring is appearing in his 5th game, and coming into today, we had not allowed any runs. Had 5 strikeouts in 4 innings, just 1 hit allowed.
I like the practice of getting guys up and down, relievers especially. Get one out, spring training, go back, sit through your team's offensive side of the inning, come back out. Replicate a little bit more what can happen in the regular season when sometimes we bring a guy in, those 3 or 4 pitches, and then there's a change when the matchup is ideal for you to keep him in the mound.
Next pitch, this is bounced on the right side, gobbled up there by Fletcher. His throw will get Tocci, and on the play, Lopes moves over to third base, so it'll be a 4-3 ground out. Carlos Tocci, who just grounded out from Venezuela, a pretty good outfield prospect for the Texas Rangers. And he was a guy they actually got from the Phillies organization.
It's a good job there by the youngster. Gets a lot of high fives in that dugout by doing his job on the right side.
So the next batter up pops the ball into shallow right field. Coming in and making the catch on that one is Liriano. And that was Willie Calhoun, who was pinch hitting for Shin-Soo Choo. He went after the first pitch. That wasn't deep enough to get the runner in, so still the runner at third. Now 2 outs in the 8th inning as Calhoun retired on 1 pitch.
That's a good test there for Jose Alvarez. Go in there and execute a pitch away from the barrel on some soft contact.
So this is Hood at the plate, and this is his first at bat, and he takes the first one for ball 1. He was in the Marlins organization last season. AAA hit .260 with 14 homers. Signed a minor league deal with Texas this offseason. Destin Hood, and the next pitch on the outside corner, a called strike. Not a whole lot of offense in this game. The Rangers have had only 3 hits, one of them coming in this inning. And the Angels today have had only 5 hits. The Angels have had hits in only 2 of the first 7 innings they've batted. Here's the pitch. That one is popped down the right side, and that is a fair ball. It's going to be stopped eventually by Liriano down in the corner. Not before sliding into second with a 2-out RBI double is Hood. And now all of a sudden it's a 1-run ball game. 4-3 Angels.
Well, unfortunately for Alvarez, just could not do against the righty as he did against the lefty Calhoun. And Destin Hood, ideally looking what Alvarez had done against previous right-handed batters, got to go out there and look for something middle away just to make sure you stay on that changeup, and he does a fine job slicing that ball to the right side.
So here's Rua, who has played the entire ball game. And as he digs in, this is his 4th at bat of the day. He's yet to get a hit. A hit here would likely tie up the game, and the first pitch of ball that counts 1-0.
How about that play by Reimer Liriano? That could have been a triple.
Did a good job smothering that ball when sliding towards the line down that right field corner, and it's deep down there. 360. Here's a pitch low. So 2-0 to count. Today's attendance here in Tempe, 7,726. 7726. 2-0 pitch. A little bit high. Off speed delivery, and it's now 3 balls and no strikes.
Cincinnati Reds make their way to Tempe Diablo tomorrow. Garrett Richards on the mound for the Angels against Homer Bailey. Richards throwing the ball very well here so far.
And there's ball 4. So Alvarez just couldn't throw a strike there against Rua, who hasn't had a real good spring at the plate. He draws a 4-pitch walk to keep the inning going. And now Ronald Guzman will bat, and this will be his first time up.
Interesting pattern Terry has developed since yesterday. On the pitchers, relievers that Mike Socha has sent out their second time after sitting out. They've all struggled.
Here's the pitch on Guzman, lefty batter, and he checks on that first pitch and misses for ball 1.
Something you got to go out there and deal with as the season goes along. You're going to be needed for more than 1 or even more than 3 outs. Like happened yesterday with Felix Pena, happened today with Keaton Middleton.
There's a pitch that caught the outside corner, levels the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Guzman, a big guy, about 6'5". He is a good first base prospect. He's had kind of a tough spring at the plate, though. And the pitch, he takes that one. It's in there, and now the count jumps to 1-2. Guzman just 3 for 20 this spring at the plate.
He received a hefty bonus as a Latin American free agent.
Hit 298 last year in AAA. He's deep in the hole here as Alvarez tries to get him, and the pitch, he chases that one, fouls it off over on the left side. It goes back and out of play. Base hit, and the Rangers have a good shot at tying this game up with runners at first and second and out. The Angels will hold on to the slim lead. It's 4-3 Angels here in the 8th. 2 outs, 2 on, 2 strikes on the batter. Here's the next one, and this is popped up foul, third base side. The catcher Briseño might have a play, and he will. And right by the Rangers on deck circle, he makes the grab, and in foul territory, the inning is over on the pop out to the Angels catcher. That'll do it for Texas. They get a run. They had a pair of doubles in the inning, a walk, and they leave 2 runners on base. The bottom of the 8th is coming up. 4-3 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Well, there's a new pitcher in the ballgame for the Rangers, and the new pitcher is a former Angel, Dale Esguerra, who spent some time with the Angels last season, 19 games with the Angels. He also pitched at AAA Salt Lake. Was 2-2 with the Angels a year ago, 4.68 ERA. Signed with Texas this offseason, a minor league deal, trying to win a spot in their bullpen. And he gets ready to work here against David Fletcher, batting for the first time this afternoon. And the first pitch, that one is right in there for a called strike.
He is one of the good dudes right here on the mound. Dale Esguerra has had to go through a lot in his career.
Esguerra replacing Adrian Simpson, who had a 1-2-3 inning against the Angels last inning in the 7th. We're in the 8th, bottom of the 8th inning, and the Angels up 4-3. The count's 1 ball, 1 strike on Fletcher. Guerra's a big guy, 6'5", goes about 250 pounds. And he has struggled in limited appearances this spring. This is his 4th outing. He's worked 3 1/3 innings, giving up 7 hits. 3 of those hits homers. He's allowed 4 earned runs. No walks, 5 strikeouts. 2 balls, 1 strike to count here on Fletcher, who's had a nice spring for the Angels. And the pitch, that's taken for strike. David Fletcher hitting .379 this spring for the Angels. 11 hits for the Angels this spring, and that's the most by any Angel batter this spring. 2-2. That one is hit well into left field. Going back is the new left fielder, and that is Scott Heineman, who makes the grab. He just came in this half inning to take over for Rua. So that is out number 1. Ball hit hard by Fletcher, and here's Matt Thaiss getting ready for his first at bat today.
Well, Esguerra really burst into the scene with the Angels in 2016. Made 44 appearances, ERA of 3.21. And the one thing for Guerra is, if you look at his splits, they're pretty much reverse. You think that he's a lefty. Always more efficient against left-handed batters because of that plus changeup that he does have. Fastball around 91, 92, but also the lack of a breaking ball against righties is pretty much was affected. How right-handers seem to barrel him, as we just saw there from Fletcher.
Here's one that's hit pretty well, but playable out in center field, and making the catch is Tochi out there for the Rangers. Line out off the bat of Thaiss. 2 are gone. This bottom of the 8th inning, it's being brought to you by our friends at Rotolo Chevrolet in Fontana, the #1 Chevrolet dealer in California. Rotolo is pursuing excellence every day. You can visit them at rotolo.com. And here's the pitch, and that one is a little bit low. I want to remind you all season long, when a broken bat occurs during the course of the action, it's brought to you by Wonderful Pistachios. Look for Wonderful Pistachios at the Big A in your local grocery store or pharmacy. Now let's get cracking. And here's a little chopper right by the plate, a foul ball. And mentioning Wonderful Pistachios, we actually had someone bring us a bag of Wonderful Pistachios up to the booth before the game today.
Those broken bats do help.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll talk about Guerra and the splits I was just mentioning. Consider this. Against lefties in his career, average of .222. Against right-handers in his career, average against him, .303. OPS against left-handers, .597. OPS against right-handers in his career, .910.
Here's the next pitch. That one is fouled off right over by where the Angels coaching staff is seated. The Angels do have action in the bullpen, and we'll see who comes in to pitch the 9th inning. Jose Alvarez went 2 innings today, so you got to think his day is over. Here's the 2-strike delivery, and Walsh lifts one in the air to that new left fielder, and Heineman will make another grab a few feet from the rim of the track. The inning is over. So that'll do it for the Angels. 3 fly ball outs against Guerra. We're headed to the 9th. The 4-3 Angels lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Well, we go to the 9th inning. The Angels will use one of the pitchers up from minor league camp today, Adam Hofackett. And we have seen him this spring. Hofackett has appeared in several games for the Angels. This will be his 6th appearance, and he has struggled. He's worked 3 1/3 innings, giving up 6 hits and 6 runs. He's walked 3 and struck out 3. So the Angels try to hold on to this 1-run lead. The first pitch, and it is fouled back behind the plate. No balls and 1 strike is the count. This is Michael De Leon batting. And this is his first at bat today. And the pitch, that one is a pitch that misses. It's 1 ball, no strikes. De Leon came in the game to take over for Profar at short. He's hitting out of his spot, and here's the next delivery, and this is lined into center field. Coming in and making the catch on it is Eric Young Jr. 1 away to start things off here in the 9th inning. 2 more outs to go.
Second baseman, number 2, Alberto.
Alberto will be the next batter. Hanser Alberto, who has spent some time with the Texas Rangers in the past. Right-handed batter. He takes that one inside for a ball. Here's the next delivery. This is bounced by the mound, and that one's going to skip through into center field for a hit. So it's a 1-out single, and the Rangers have the potential tying runner on in Alberto, who just gets a single in his first at bat of the day. Michael O'Neill is going to pinch run for the Rangers over at first base, so he is there for Alberto. Kiner Felipe is the batter, and he chases the first pitch and fouls that one off over on the left side for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Jose Mota is headed downstairs. And he and Mark Gubicza will have Angels Live coming up on Fox Sports right after the ball game. Also have a post-game interview. See who Mark Gubicza will be chatting with right after the game. No balls, 1 strike the count. There goes the runner in the pitch. That one is lifted in the air into right field. The catch is going to be made by Liriano. He fires the ball back to first base, and that's going to be a line-out double play to end the ball game. O'Neill, the pinch runner, had no idea after he went breaking for second where the ball was, and that is how the game kind of oddly ends here today on a fly-out double play in the 9th. So the Angels come away with the victory, stopped a little slide here in the Cactus League, and win it here this afternoon by the final score of 4-3. Hofackett did a nice job. He faced only 3 batters as it turned out, and ends up getting the save for the Angels here today against the Texas Rangers. These 2 teams will match up next Sunday with a ball game at the Rangers spring training base at Surprise Stadium. And of course, we'll have all the action for you here on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Pretty quick ball game today, 2 hours and 25 minutes, the time of today's ball game here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. So the Angels with the victory are now this spring 7-11, and the Rangers drop to 5-10-2. Let's go down to Mark Gubicza. He's standing by with Angels manager Mike Scioscia.
Thanks, Terry. First of all, JC today excellent as far as all his pitches.
He did. Showed really good fastball, which he usually has. Throw some really good sliders and curveballs, and did a good job.
Some good at bats. Justin Upton, 3-run home run. Ian Kinsler doing his stuff once again, running the bases.
He's setting the table for sure, and that first inning, you don't see too many guys score from first on a ground out. But that's one tool that Ian has, and he's going to take advantage of it.
Spring training, you're working on defense, cutoff throws. What do you try to do to tell the guys, again today, you want to make sure you get yourself in good defensive positions?
Yeah, we had one breakdown at center where Mike threw the ball to third. He should have thrown it into second. Coase just getting back and familiar in shortstop and getting his feet wet there. There are things I think when they happen and it's negative, we can learn from it. We're going to have a good defensive club, and hopefully as we keep going through spring, we'll show more of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of gold in that infield too, right, Soj?
Yes, there is.
All right, Soj, appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Terry, back to you. Finish it up for us. Big victory here today.
All right, Mark Ubasan, Angels manager Mike Scioscia joining us after today's ball game. The Angels win it by the final of 4-3. We want to thank you for joining us here from Tempe Diablo Stadium. Now, for those of you who have been watching on Fox Sports, Jose Mota and Mark Ubasan will have a lot more post-game analysis on Angels Live. And on the radio side, we'll have more post-game coverage on our flagship station, Angels Radio AM 830. Again today, Angels over the Rangers 4-3. Thanks for joining us on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports.